Hello YouTube, Michelle here with 3Ps, and today I want to show you how to create some basic card inserts that you can use in your pocket letters. And the product I'm going to use today is going to be these mounting adhesive sheets by Recollections. They come 2 to a pack and the measurements are 8.5 by 11. The price on these runs about $5. Of course, you can wait for sales or use the coupons that you can get at Michael's. I used a 50% off coupon and got mine for $2.50. So basically what I use them for is to create some cards. Let me flip this over and show you the back. This back side is just a solid, as you can see, solid background silver glitter cardstock that I've cut down and created a solid effect on the back. Now, as far as what you can use on the back, it's completely up to you and what layout that you're trying to create. You can use gift wrap. You can take a page from a calendar and cut that down. You could even use a family photo and cut that down and create something here on the back side. And obviously, the variety of cardstocks and papers that are out there. You could even use construction paper. Doesn't matter what you put on the back, these sheets will adhere to anything. And then on the front is the same way. You can adhere whatever you'd like on the front. As far as creating the cards, I would suggest that if on the back you're using a thin paper, like wrapping paper, for example, which really isn't going to offer anything sturdy to the actual card itself, other than decoration, I would use a heavy duty cardstock on the front just so that the insert itself has some stability and will slide easily in and out, just like a playing card. Basically, the thickness of a playing card is what you're creating, or a baseball card thickness is what you're creating, so that it slides easily in and out. So up here at the top, as you can see, this front side is black, the middle one is gray, and then the one here on the end is black. You could create and use anything you want on the front. Because the size is relatively small, obviously it's the 2.5 by 3.5 size, you could use up tons of scrap that you may have from a favorite paper pack. You could even adhere a photo to the front. If you're trying to exchange, say, maybe the kids want to help you create these and send them to grandparents or aunts and uncles or cousins and friends who might not live with you. You could even create a little photo card for the front and use this adhesive to put your photo down, and it's not going to come off. So that makes it pretty versatile there. So let's go ahead and show you this here. This is a sheet that I've already used, so I'm just going to go ahead and continue using that one. But basically, this is the sheet, and it's got a backing on it. And what you're going to do is you're just going to peel up one of the corners. Now, I would say this. I tried peeling up a whole section and putting down my cardstock, and I found that it gets kind of bubbly. Smoothing out the bubbles was a little cumbersome, a little tedious. So you might want to just do what I'm showing today in the demonstration, because the backing is really sticky. So if something sticks too early, you're not going to be able to peel it back off very well and smooth things out. It doesn't really work that way. It's really like, if you can hear it, it's really like a glue. So what I did is I just cut down the card that I'm going to use for the back to the size I need. And then you're just going to place it, here on the sheet like this. Now, if you don't go all the way to the edge, that's okay. Like on this one here, I didn't quite go all the way to the edge. That'll be fine. There's enough adhesive here. It's still not going to come up. And if you want to save space on these sheets, you could probably cut down some strips and maybe use it kind of like you would mounting tape, except this is super thin, and just use it in strips if you didn't want to create a whole sheet, of a sticky back. But I kind of like the whole sheet, and it makes for a pretty solid insert for your pocket letter. So I don't leave this peeled up when I go to cut it. I like to pull the backing back down, and that way when I'm cutting, I don't have to worry about my fingers or my scissors sticking to the adhesive that's right there. And it just creates for a smooth cutting all the way across. And so I'm just going to snip this away, cut that off. I'm going to set this aside. And then you're left with something like this. And just take that sheet off. And it kind of looks like that. And then you're going to peel off this backing that's on the back here. If you can get a corner, sometimes that's kind of sometimes the hardest part, is getting a corner. So you peel off the backing paper. And I'm going to use this cardstock here. And we're just going to lay it down straight across the back and smooth it out. And it's very easy, you know, to smooth out a small section at a time than trying to lay out a whole entire sheet at once. So this is basically what it's going to look like. And then you're going to want to trim away the excess on either side. So we're just going to trim this down. You could probably use some kind of, like an X-Acto knife might make this a little bit easier because it wants to stick to my scissors. Or maybe a box cutter or some kind of knife to cut this away. But basically I'm cutting up right next to the card and trimming this up. We'll continue to cut this down. I actually didn't get very close. And one more little piece left here. And trim that down. Now because I didn't put a pattern on the back of my paper, I didn't have to worry about keeping it super straight or lining up, you know, with the next card, because, you know, it's all the same. So, but that's basically it. So it creates, as you can see, a pretty solid card here from the front to the back. And both of these papers aren't extremely thick. This blue paper I got from Walmart isn't very thick at all. But it creates, you can hear it, creates a pretty solid work surface and card that you can use in your pocket letters. And it slides in and out very nicely. And it is about probably the thickness of a baseball card, which is kind of what those inserts were made for, or the 9 pocket sheets were made for. And so then it gives you, so this started this way and ended this way, and it's the same on the back. So they ended up like this, and then you can embellish this, you know, any way that you like. These are pretty quick and easy to make. One other tip that I'd like to share with this adhesive is it's really, really awesome for using it on ribbon. So if you don't like, for me personally, I don't really care for glue adhesives, like liquid adhesives. Kind of have an impatient streak about me, and I don't like waiting for the dry time. I like instant things that I can work with. So I like a lot of adhesives and sticky dots and glue runners and stuff like that. So, but with this ribbon, you can just stick it down like this. You know, obviously peel the backing first, and then stick down your ribbon, trim that away, and then you'll have a sticky backed trim that you can use, you know, that will look like ribbon, but will be stuck to either your scrapbook page. If you're making a card, you could even do it, you know, say you don't have washi tape. You know, that's a kind of a way to make your own ribbon type washi tapes by using this adhesive. So the possibilities are endless for using this material. I'm enjoying working with it. So, but I hope you found this useful and got some tips from this that you can apply to your own pocket letter creations. So, and it'll help you make things, that kind of look like this. So thank you so much for watching, and you all have just a great day.